Hey there YouTube, it's been a minute. This is Mr. Budget coming with a deck profile for a Pacific person. Now if you watched my last video, you know that I said I was kind of done with Dark States for a while, but this person asked for a deck profile on this Pacific boss, so I thought since I had it and had a few videos primarily focused on this card, I'll figure I'll make it for this person. If the person from Facebook is watching, hello, welcome to the community. If not, please pass this along and let's see if we can get a new subscriber. For those who do know, like, subscribe, share the video as much as possible, get some notice on the channel so that way we can grow and do bigger and better things. But again, I'm sorry for the camera angle. Working with poor conditions at the moment. Hoping to get a bit better when finances and other things get up. But until then, this is if you guys read the thumbnail, this is a Baphormedes deck profile, updated Baphormedes. This person was asking for because he's getting back into Vanguard, and he was trying to get his friends to get back into it as well. He really likes this boss unit because of the art and wanted to see how this deck will be built and if anyone had any ideas. So here's my idea. So for the ride line, again, Baphormedes does not have a ride line, so I had to make one up just to suit it. You could use any other Dark States ride line, but I figured that it's a unique boss, so it needs its own ride line. And this one kind of fits the bill. So of course we're playing one copy of Baphormedes. I'm sorry for the glare. For those who don't know, Baphormedes has a skill. He only deals with grade 3 rear guards. 3 or more rear guards that are in his soul. He gives all other grade 3s the ability to boost and gain 5,000 shield. 6 or more, when he attacks, your opponent must guard his attack with 3 or more cards from the hand. When he does attack, he can suck in 2 grade 3 rear guards and then perform these skills. And then for every 3 grade 3s in the soul, you get to draw a card. Well, not for everyone, but you draw a card, and then for every 3 or more grade 3s in the soul, he gets 10,000 power. Next, we're playing one copy of Crimson Expeller. This is the grade 2 of the ride line because it does something in the soul. You can counterblast 1, remove it, put it into the drop zone. Soul charge 1, give you Vanguard plus 10,000 power. It's just a way to get some extra power in the beginning of the game, and hopefully soul charge a grade 3. Now you may be wondering why we're not playing the grade 2 of the ride line in the soul. It's because it does become a grade 3 in the soul, but the reason why we're not doing that, because other than that, on grade 2 it doesn't really do anything. Even though he doesn't do anything, but at least he's proactive on your grade 3 turn. Speaking of not doing anything, we're playing one copy of Steam Fighter Labrina. Labrina has 2 different skills. In soul, it becomes a grade 3. But the reason why we're using this and not something else is because there's a card in the deck that we'll get to that on turn 1, on your grade turn 1, on your grade 2 turn, having her become a grade 3 in soul is beneficial to this one card, and we'll get to that. She has the other ability that if she's on the rear guard, at the end of the battle that she boosted, if your Vanguard is when she boosts, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, she becomes a 10k booster and then goes into the soul to become a grade 3 card in the soul. Last but not least, we're playing one starter. It can be any Dark State starter, it doesn't really matter. I chose this one because it looks like this evolves into Baphormedes. So, going into the grade 3s, of course we're playing 3 extra copies. Persona Riding is very beneficial to this deck. We're playing 3 copies of Fixed Time Dragon, Progenesis Dragon. This card is a very unique card. It takes a while to kind of understand what it does. Even for me, when I first started playing, it took a while, and even now I'm still kind of getting it wrong sometimes. But I'll read the card word for word, verbatim. Constant, Rearguard, and Genesis words. Constant, Rearguard, and Guardian Circle. This unit gets intercept and can shield for 5,000. So this kind of works. Baphormedes makes this card a 10k shield. Other ability is auto. Rearguard 1 turn when this unit attacks your Vanguard. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, EB3. Choose one of any player's rear guards and put it into the soul until the end of the battle. This unit gets 5,000 power. And if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, or you persona roll this turn, this unit gets a red text skill. When your opponent would you call cards to the guard circle, if they are the same grade as the card that was put into soul, they lose 5,000 shield until the end of that battle. So he is an 18k beater by himself, and they tuck away from one of your opponent's rear guards. And then if you're on your persona ride turn or limit break 4, for our older players, He gets the red text skill that for example, if you tuck away a grade 2, all of your opponent's grade 2 guardians will lose 5,000 shield. Also goes for grade 0s and things of that nature, so just keep that in mind. Next, we're playing 4 copies. We're going to move these over to the side real quick. We're playing 4 copies of an oldie but a goodie. This is Heat Haze Acrobat Mortasava. Mortasava is here to get things out of her soul. So her skill says on place, you may counterblast one when she is placed from the hand. Choose any grade 3 or less card from your soul and call it to rearguard. If you choose a copy of your Vanguard, bounce it back to your hand and then she'll gain 5,000 power. So she allows you to grab your Persona Ride and things of that nature, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to be grabbing everything else that's in your soul that you want on your board to feed Baphormedes' skill. Next, we're playing 4 copies of this order. This is the new Cage of Fury Star. This is Stacked Grand Eradication. I think that should just be education, but either way. Has the ability, when you play it, 2 abilities. When you discard this card for whatever reason during your turn, you may put it into your soul. Grade 3 that goes into soul is great. The other card's ability is that when you activate it or play it, you may put this card into your soul, look at the top 3 cards, choose 1 card from among them, put into the soul, the other 2 to the bottom deck in any order, and then you may choose a grade equal to or less than your Vanguard from your soul and call it. So it's just a better Cage of Fury Star. It's a search and then choose of what cards go into your soul. That way you're not really still touching any of your triggers. Okay. I'm gonna move these back. Move this back. We are playing 4 copies of a new card that came out in BT13. This is Vedric Wrangler. Vedric Wrangler is a new card and a very interesting card. I'll read it. We're playing 4 copies of this, so I'll read it. Auto rearguard at the end of the battle. This unit attacked while boosted. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, put 2 rears in the same column as this unit into your soul. Choose one of your units, and it gets 10,000 power. Now, this is very interesting because it depends on how it's worded. Because there is a card in Stoicheia that states column, which also extends to your opponent's column. Now, this card has the same aesthetic to where you can extend to your opponent's column. Very good card, because you'll put itself and another card adjacent to it from your opponent's side into the soul and give one of your units plus 10,000 power. Now, if it does work that way, this is also removable, but if it doesn't, it just removes in a column from your side of the board. I have to get a ruling on this card, but if it works that way, this is a very amazing card. And also giving a unit plus 10,000 power is very great. Last grade 3 that we're playing is 4 copies of. This is Mage of Bone Staff Gorvinia. Her ability is that when this unit is placed on rearguard from hand, soul charge 1 card. Perform one of the following according to the grade of the card soul charged by this effect. 1 or less, this unit gets boost and plus 5,000 power. 2 or greater, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this unit gets intercept and 5,000 shield. So this is another great card, can either be a booster or an interceptor, also becoming a 10,000 shield interceptor on board, similar to our dragon. That's the reason why we are playing it. This deck needs as much soul potential and guard potential as possible. Give me 1 second. Ooh. F in the chat, if you guys heard that, that's allergies. If you guys have allergies, let me know in the chat which ones you have, because they are killing me this season. Okay, those are all of our great quote-unquote grade 3 cards. So we're playing a good number of grade 3s, a good balance of getting cards in and out of the soul, and putting and defending as well. So those are all of our grade 3s. We're gonna put those right over here. Next, we're going to go for our grade 2s, but these are also counting as our grade 3. The only grade 2 that we're playing in the deck is the new support that Baphormedes got. Now, this card does support him directly. It does mention his name in the card. I'm hoping we get a bunch more of these because he does really need it. So this card states, on continuous rearguard, guardian circle, and soul, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Baphormedes as guardian, this unit grade becomes +1, making it grade 3. And 5,000 shield even active on your opponent's turn. So if this card is sitting in your front row, this is a 15k unit at all times. its other skill, which is more important, is when this unit is put into soul from rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard Baphormedes in this card name, choose up to one grade 3 card from your drop and put it into your soul. An EB3, draw 1 card. Choose up to 1 card from your hand and call it to an open rearguard circle. Choose one of your back row grade 3 cards in the same column as the card that was called and stand it. So, very simple skill, but very diverse and wide skill. Now, keep in mind it does state up to 1, which means you don't technically have to call anything, which means this card can just plus you 1 from going to soul. Now, not to mention that when it goes to soul, that's already a 3. It's already going to grab another 3 from your drop zone. That's already a plus 2 into your soul for 2 grade 3s. And it draws, like I said, it draws you a card. You don't have to call it, but it does. It extends more attacks. So the original Baphormedes before this card was always a 3 attack deck. This has bumped it up to a possibility of a 5 attack deck. Now, are you gonna gain? Now you're gonna lose a bunch of cards in hand? Technically speaking, yes. So with this, you'll plus 2 off of Baphormedes himself to draw 2 cards, but then you're gonna lose a card. If you do both of them, you're gonna lose 2 cards, unfortunately, but that's just how it is. Which you'll draw 3 and lose 2. But until they start giving us other grade 3s that allow us to draw cards, which they haven't really done yet, can't really say where the beneficial of this card is the ceiling of this card is gonna increase. Once we get more cards that say when they go into soul, whatever, blah blah blah, draw a card, countercharge you, something of that nature, this card will be much more beneficial to the deck and gain a higher ceiling. But until then, it's just a way to get at least 4 to another 5 attacks out of the deck. Those are all of our grade 2s. Next, we're going to talk about that grade 1 that I was talking about earlier. The reason why our grade 1 of the ride line is what it is. This is Exogate Draco Kid. Now, when this card first came out, I immediately thought of Baphormedes. This is Baphormedes support. I just don't know why they didn't cite the Baphormedes name on here. This is very great. There's no other deck that really cares about grade 3s and dark states. This card just screams Baphormedes. If you don't know what it means, what I mean by that, the card skill is constant rearguard guarding the soul, similar to the grade 2. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this card gets plus 2 grade. So this becomes a grade 3 as well, similar to the grade 2. When this unit is placed on rearguard from anywhere, if your soul has a grade 3 card in it, you may soul charge 1. That's why the grade 2 matters. On your grade 2 turn, your grade 1 becomes a grade 3 in soul, so this can trigger instead of having to wait to grade 3 to trigger this. You may soul charge 1 if a grade 3 card was soul charged by the effect of this card. Choose a grade 3 card from your drop zone and put it into your soul. So again, you're going to have a multitude of grade 3s in your hand, so you're going to be discarding them to ride. So they're not technically going to waste because of the grade 1 and the grade 2 putting them back into the soul. And again, it counts itself as a grade 3 on all circles on the field. So having a 5k shield, this is another 10k shield. Last, for the grade 1s, we are definitely playing 4 copies of the PG. You can definitely trade in one of these for a Sanctitude if you want. It's your decision. Again, this is not a deck that I normally play, so I just keep it as 4. Last but not least, triggers. We're going with the Dark States Over trigger. Again, you could go with the red OT, blue OT, green, even the green OT. I don't really think the white or purple will matter too much. But Dark States OT really matters because if you hit it early and you get to Baphormedes, having to guard with 3 or more cards with your Vanguard is swinging for a bare minimum 23 and a crit is going to be hard for your opponent to deal with. So hitting this early would be beneficial, so just hitting it at all would be great. So that's why I use this, because it gives your Vanguard a permanent kill button at any time, and your opponent has to guard 3 or more cards. 3 draw. Again, switch these out for the effect, draws more shield value. Or if you want to play front effect, shields more value as well, like I said. Again, if you want to end the game as fast as possible, we're playing a grand total of 8 crit and then 4 heal. You want to end the game as fast as possible because having a lot of grade 3s in your hand, those are your utility cards, those are the cards you want to be playing on the board, and because your deck naturally doesn't have a lot of draw, it's going to be very hard to justify. Excuse me. Oh god, allergies killing me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I wish I had an editor to get all that out. It would be very hard to justify playing anything else besides crit in this deck. You want to try to end the game as fast as possible. You're not going to have that much guard value. And again, your 3s are 5s, which again I wish they were 10s, but that's not the case. I wish Baphormedes also gave the skill for your grade 3s to intercept on the board, but that's again not the case. So you kind of just want to end the game as fast as possible. Again, crits matter because they're going to be guarding your Vanguard with 3 or more cards, or a Sanctitude, or a PG, which is going to cost them 4 cards. So they're not going to be guarding the Vanguard so often, but because the Vanguard doesn't have an additional drive, doesn't gain a crit or anything special like that, 9 times out of 10 you're just going to take the hit. So you really want to up your chances of hitting a critical trigger to kind of end the game. So that's all of the deck, updated deck of Baphormedes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope of the person that I view their comment on Facebook finds this video and enjoys it just as much as I did it, making it, going through the concept of building it and testing it out in an actual game recently. Again, I tested against the Aichi deck from JP. Didn't do. Of course, I've lost because that deck is just way too overtuned. But again, it wasn't a complete blowout. I didn't die in the first grade 3 turn or anything like that. I kind of played through it. Just kind of lost steam towards the end while they switched into their Soul Saver. That'll be a video concept for another day, another conversation about why that deck is just way too overtuned and why I believe those type of decks are kind of just unfair to be built that strong out of the gate, and especially in the meta that a lot of other decks don't have that capability. But that would be a video for another day. But until then, I've been Mr. Budget. I hope our new returning to Vanguard player enjoys his deck profile, and I hope this helped. Until then, please like, subscribe, please share this video and the channel name. The more people we get here, the stronger that we can get, and the more possibilities down the line. Do look out for a Bratgate video coming up soon, and a Dragon Empire video coming up soon. I've been Mr. Budget. We'll catch you here later. Peace.